And then they come rolling in with their guitars, and you're like, and all of a sudden you're asking your server, like, when are they going on stage? And they're thinking, like, you're being like, oh yeah, these guys are great. And you're like, no, we wouldn't have gone by the time they're there. Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I am Matt.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jordan.
I fucking did it normal again. I thought you were going to do something off the wall.
I can change. I'm Jason.
Jason. I'm Mateo.
I'm Jody B.
And we're coming to you not live from my cellar.
The cellar.
Yeah, the cellar space. And we've been having a discussion. Jordan has been talking about how shitty all my beer is.
No, it's nostalgic. It's not shitty. It's nostalgic.
It's both.
That's a nice way of saying it. Yeah. I got some non-nostalgic stuff over here, too.
Don't worry, my cellar's the same.
But I definitely have some nostalgic. Is this all off camera? Yeah. I got some nostalgic stuff over here. You can't
I'm getting
see
a sudden urge for some Dogfish Head and Avery.
Yeah,
don't know
that's
why.
that shelf over here.
For some
You
reason.
can actually have as much of that Avery as you want. That will never all get drank.
Yeah.
20% alcohol beer.
You could probably sell to the beer trap.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, we've been having some discussions. We're having fun. We're drinking beer and stuff. And we're talking about going out. Jordan works at a very well-to-do local, quote-unquote, local brewery. And now, well, it's like...
Quote unquote.
They started in Lexington. They're in Georgetown
Yeah.
now. I'm saying, like,
Still local.
They're expanding.
It's
but
local. It's hyper local.
hyper local. They're also pretty big. Country Boy Brewing. You guys are doing really well. And you're expanding, like, all the time. And your venue in Georgetown is quite massive. Not only that, you've had events there. You've had concerts there, we'll talk about in a second, that have blown your all's doors off, figuratively speaking. Maybe literally, I don't know.
And literally, yeah.
Yeah.
They can move them up. They got those, on
Yeah.
the patio. You're good.
But yeah, going out, it's like, what do you expect nowadays?
Yeah.
Because it has changed a lot from when we were...
It's changed a lot.
Yeah, from when we started going out and what our expectations were. But it's not just like, what do you expect on your plate? What do you expect in your glass? But it's like, what do you expect around you? You know, we're talking about music. We're talking about the social aspect, stuff like that. It is, it is a conceptual idea. You know, it's just like, what do you want, Jason? Where are you going with Angie? And like, what do you want?
So if I'm with my wife, we usually go out somewhere where we can have drinks and food. So that's the first two things we look at, right?
Of course, that goes without
the
saying.
closest one to our house is probably Mirror Twin, local brewery.
That is a local brewery.
So they have like a rolling oven pizza.
Yeah.
And then we have beers there. So the nice thing about that brewery
Dodging
too,
flies over here, man.
the nice thing about that brewery there is, and most of the ones in town, you have a variety. So if you want a Pilsner, they have it.
Yeah.
You want a wheat ale, a blonde ale. If you want a barrel-aged stout, they have those, sours.
Yeah.
So that's important to us. And then also the food, is it pretty good or good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to go wrong with just pizza at a brewery.
Yeah, right.
Because that's a staple, right? It's like pizza and beer. Am I wrong? You're looking at me like I'm wrong.
I mean, depends on what you expect out of the pizza. I don't know.
Well, okay, but like, what are you
If you look
expecting
at-
out of the experience?
If you look at
know?
breweries now, though, everybody has a food part of it.
Yes.
So even like Ethereal doesn't have food in their space, but you have Goodfellas and then that taco place right beside
next
it.
door, right next door.
With Country Boy, you all have a kitchen in Georgetown.
Yeah.
And then Lexington, though, you don't have food right now, right?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about at this
okay.
point.
So
So
like,
like chips and beer
No.
cheese.
is it Dad's?
I'm talking about our location at PKL. We have a full bowl.
Oh, that's right, the pickleball place.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And that is just as close as Mirror Twin.
You call it PKL?
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, does
I think
nobody
that's
else
what it's called. I think
That's what it's called.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. No, that's
Yeah.
what I'm asking.
Like, literally, it's called
I've not heard you
PKL.
say called
Yeah.
PKL. Okay. That's
So,
pretty cool.
So what do you look for when you go out, Matt?
This is easy to say. It depends on what I'm in the mood for, but it's like, if I want a nice experience, I want to be left alone. Like with me and my significant other, I will probably expect to pay. We talked about this with I can't remember what episode we talked about, like cocktails and going out and like price and stuff like that. I would expect to pay, $12 for a Manhattan.
I'd say 15 to 20 in a lot of places. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I'm expecting like really like acute mood lighting, and I want like idle discussion to be at a minimum, and I want very soft ambient music, and and I want the food to like, I want it to be elevated, you know?
Small plates maybe versus
But there are times where I'm going out, especially if I'm going out with like Drew, our buddy that's been on here like 100 times.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If I'm going out with there, we're family friends. Our daughters are the same age. Sometimes we will go to Mirror Twin. Sometimes we'll go to Marika's. And honestly, I expect it to be loud and boisterous. And if they have live music, that's kind of like an unanticipated bonus.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Just like add to the ambient part of it because it's almost like a party kind of thing, you know? I guess the problem is like when you go out to a place and you're not expecting that, if you go to like a place and it's quiet and you see the band rolling in with their like amps and they're like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever going out with like Angie?
Then you're actually sitting right 3 feet from the stage like shit.
Exactly. And then they come rolling in with their guitars and you're like, and all of a sudden you're asking your server like, when are they going on stage? And they're thinking like, you're being like, oh yeah, these guys are great. And you're like, no, we wouldn't be gone by the time they're there. You know what I'm
So
saying?
again, it depends on where you're going. So if I'm going out with friends, just guys, we'll go anywhere, right? I mean, go to a dive bar, whatever you want to go to. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if it's, my significant other, if it's Angie, we're going somewhere a little bit better, a little bit nicer, probably.
Yeah, I agree. So like,
Maybe Angie wants to go to the dive bar, Jason.
I don't think she does.
I think
Unless
she
they have
does.
good burgers.
yeah. So like, here's the thing. It's like you go to one of these places, even if you want like a slightly low key experience, and you go to maybe not a dive bar, but you go to somewhere where you're not expecting like a whole lot of like boisterousness, if that's a word. But then let's say who rolls in, or you're selling tickets for this event.
Oh yeah, Tyler Childers.
Tyler Childers comes in. Granted, that was a ticketed event, right?
It was.
But Country Boy,
yeah.
Country Boy up in Georgetown, you all have a large space there. Yeah. I mean, it's
pretty large in the back.
Yeah, it's pretty big, right?
Still not enough room.
Still not enough room, exactly. You can accommodate some people, but like you're selling tickets.
No.
People are expecting to like be with other people, but like to the degree of that concert, tell us exactly what it was like up there, because there was literally a live feed from the crowd's perspective.
Yeah.
Like that was nuts.
So, that's one of the things, and shout out to Tyler. I mean, he's been a friend of the brewery for years and years. I never saw him personally down at Cherry Avenue, but there's a lot of stories about him just...
We keep talking about Cherry Avenue. That was the original brewery Country Boy started out in downtown Lexington. Tiny place. Super unfriendly. They don't want you there. There's like 3 people that ever go there, and there's only 2 seats.
Yeah, cut that out. No, but Tyler, used to hang out in the tap room there, and he would just sit on the bar top and start singing.
Really?
There, and, by all accounts, yes.
Yeah.
And I never saw it myself, but
I didn't either.
he wanted to come back and do something for us because
That's awesome. Give back.
Yeah. Him and DH and Nathan are such good friends that he wanted to kind of bring his new style of music back and make it all full circle with the guys that made him kind of didn't make him, but we helped him out along the way.
Right.
Like gave him a platform.
That was good, guys.
And just
tickets. So like the event went on, and you all sold tickets, but like
I think he did.
we didn't sell a ticket.
I'm sorry, he sold
did.
tickets. I've
Yeah.
used that in a
I think
royal
it wasn't
term.
a donation too. Like I think it went to a cause or
Well,
whatever. But I saw them. They went live. I could have got one.
I was with you.
They were
we
a little
watched
too,
it
little
live.
too proud. We were. It was here actually filming something.
Yeah, we were here filming. That's
But
right.
I could have bought tickets when they went on sale. They were a little pricier than I wanted to spend because they were such a small venue.
Well, and listen, guys, it was so secretive. I couldn't.
Oh, it was.
I didn't even know like when it was.
And still, not only did it like sell probably beyond capacity, but like it was like standing room only outside.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the people were outside the venue because there's probably fire code. You couldn't let people in, right?
Yeah.
Well, you look at that stuff. I mean, I think a smaller venue for music is generally a better thing, right? I remember we've seen Tyler Childers. My wife and I, and just myself. I think we've seen him probably 5 or 6 times.
Right.
The best spot I saw him was Red Rocks in Colorado. It was actually with Jordon out there.
Yeah.
But we saw him at Kroger Field recently talking about venues. It sounds awesome to sell out a stadium.
That's
so,
a
like,
hu-
you
that's
know,
a
it's
huge- that's a
Commonwealth
big venue,
Stadium,
yeah.
University of Kentucky football stadium.
Commonwealth Stadium, what's that?
Yeah, it's Kroger Field, whatever. It's Commonwealth Stadium, baby.
It's always Commonwealth Stadium.
Always.
Yeah.
So when you have that big a venue, we got seats on the field, thinking I'm gonna be close to the stage or
Right.
whatever. But the way they had it set up, the stage wasn't high enough. So I'm like 30, 40 rows back on the lower, like on the field. I can't see him.
He's like down almost like ground level.
He's like almost level, like he's probably 5 foot above me. But that's not enough for anybody standing up.
That's crazy.
So I find myself the whole concert watching the damn big screens, and I'm like, I paid a premium to be on the, you know, the ground level.
Yeah.
I should have a little better view than that.
That's pretty crappy.
So that's something I look at for a venue too. If you're looking live music, right?
Right.
Like Red Rocks is like a bowl. It comes
Exactly.
up, the stage is low, and you can see down into it.
I've never been there. I've never
It's the best place I've ever seen a concert.
Really? You've been multiple times.
I've been to Red Rocks 3 times. Well, probably 6 times, but only 3 for a concert.
Only 3 that you remember.
No, well, 2 that I remember.
But, you know, we were talking earlier about what will you expect when you go out and drink a beer somewhere.
Yeah.
right?
Or bourbon, whatever.
Yeah. For me, I don't want kids running around.
Okay.
At a
Okay.
certain,
Yeah.
at a
Okay,
certain
yeah,
time of the
yeah.
night. I just kind of want to be to myself and kind of. But you know what I do enjoy? I actually enjoy the louder music.
Okay.
And I know you like a little bit lower music. You said when
That's a
you're
valid
with-
point. Keep going. Yeah.
If I'm just trying to come down from the week and enjoy a couple drinks, a few drinks.
I thought you just said when I'm trying to come down from the weed. It took
No,
me a minute.
no.
Took me a minute. You said week. I got you. I'm fine.
There's
I'm
better
sorry.
ways to do that than going out and
Continue,
drinking more.
continue.
But yeah, sure. Whatever floats your boat.
Now, when I'm trying, finishing a work week and I just want a few beers or bourbon, whiskey, whatever, to kind of settle out the week. I like to be a little bit, the low lighting, right, the mood
Yeah,
lighting. But I like louder music, and if it has a touch tunes, guess what?
Oh,
I'm,
that shit.
I'm flooding it. I'm like,
yeah. That's
I'm
another.
like, this is now my house. And I'm-
Okay, so that's another end of the spectrum. It's
Touch
like
Tunes is pretty cool.
Touch Tunes is pretty cool. Sometimes you'll go out and it's just like, I want to chill. And like 99% of the time, 80% of the time, I'm out with my wife, Kendra. She's been on the show a couple times. Or honestly, I'm out with you. You know what I mean? And it's like, we have like an itinerary of what our expectation is. And it's usually just like shooting the shit, hanging out, and just like being with each other. But it's like, sometimes a song will come on and you'd be like, oh, it's my jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, they got Touch Tunes? I got $8. Let's see what else I can like push up on the
Your
Touch
jam,
Tunes.
what, It's Raining Men? Is that the one? Is that the one you get up and dance for?
Not quite. Yeah.
Yeah.
The kind
I've seen you actually. I get it.
I'm more of a back that ass up kind of guy.
it's
Juvenile, baby.
my Touch Tunes usually drives people out of the bar. It's they ban it from.
I
the playlist.
guarantee it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like sometimes you'll get in the mood for it, you know. But it's just like going back to what I was saying before. It's like one thing I just can't do is I'll go into a bar and there will be that setting to where you're hanging out, whatever, and it's always quiet before a band goes on. It has to be because they're doing sound checks and stuff like that, and the band goes up and you're like, I just got used to being quiet, and now you're gonna put the speaker 4 feet from my ear and you're just gonna like turn it up, and it's like I did not want that. Like to me, that's kind of bullshit.
I think
like,
it depends. So if you're going to a brewery or something, let's just say that, you have to realize where you're going of what you want, what you're trying, the environment you want to be in for that evening.
Yeah.
So for example, when I used to work in Denver a lot, I knew if I wanted loud music and just a lot of stuff going on, I'd go to True Brewing when they were still open.
Now you can't do that.
Can't do that anymore. But they were like metal music.
why can't you do that anymore?
They closed.
They should.
Well, that's a good reason not to.
Yes,
do it
it's
anymore.
actually not a good reason.
Yeah.
If I wanted
See, I would have loved to have gone there with metal music,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like
Yeah.
That's your place.
that's
that's
my
your
jam.
place.
I would
Yeah.
I would be.
I need at least 8 tattoos to get in, but they let me in.
Yeah.
I wear long sleeves. so you
Metal
can see
to
it,
me is like it soothes me.
Yeah, I get
it's
that.
a very
I get that.
strange like dynamic, but like I mellow out if I can listen to metal.
But then if I know I'm going there, that's what I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
So I go to Falling Rock Tap House in Denver.
Yeah.
also not open anymore. But you could go over there and get all kinds of beer that you're wanting. Like it's just, they didn't make their own. They brought everything in.
Yeah.
So you would have that. It's a more quieter atmosphere. You
Yeah.
got the outside patio too. So I knew where I was going. So I think there's different environments I want at different times. I think all of us do,
Yeah.
right? You know
Yeah.
where you're going.
Yeah, so I think live music has become like kind of a weird thing because artists, people that play music, they want to get famous, right?
Yeah.
In order to get famous, you can't just get a record deal. You have to go out and you have to play in public. Playing in public,
Shit, just play on whatever.
well, I mean,
Lives.
not everybody is Nas X. You
TikToks.
can't just like throw something up on Spotify and get famous, right? But it's like in Nashville, that's understood. I feel like, you go out anywhere in Nashville. Am I wrong? You're just expecting to just like hear live music
Yeah.
at like any moment. But it's like if you go anywhere else, you go like around here and it's just like I don't want to say I don't like listening to live music, but there is not that expectation that like it needs to be there.
No, I get that. Again, I think it's situation specific, right? Like if you look at live music venues, though, I think we actually have one of the best in the state at the Burl. That's a really good venue. Like it's standing room only if it's an inside show.
Okay, the
but
Burl-
outside, there's a lot of open space.
You're right. The Burl is a weird use case scenario. So like
Yeah, but
okay.
it's for those musicians like Jordon said. They're underappreciated probably. Or like they're not big. We saw Steve Earle play there, my wife and I, and that was probably the biggest act they get. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's.
But this is like to the point that I was making. They're doing it right. So
Yeah.
the Burl is a venue we have locally here in Lexington. They have 3 buildings.
Yeah.
Not every venue can do that, but they have the venue for like musicians.
Arcade.
They have the brewery, and then they have the arcade. It's all arranged in a horseshoe. But it's like if you want the live music is there. Sometimes they do it slightly outdoors, sometimes they do it indoors. But then like if you just want to like tone down a little bit, you go to the brewery, right?
It's like Disneyland a little bit.
it is.
Honestly, it kind of is. No, you're right. Yeah, as weird as that sounds, where did you pull that out of? No, you're right. It is kind of like Disneyland. You get what you want when you want it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to achieve that. So that is one of the very specific cases to where it's like that's kind of an ideal scenario. Now, I'm not going to go there and get like a $50 prime rib and like sit down and get like
Their food is good, so we go there for game days sometimes.
Yes.
Me, you, and Drew,
for
whoever.
the low key stuff.
So
it's
you
great.
got the beers at the Burl Brew, which are good.
Those are good.
And then you have I don't know what the place is called anymore. The food area there. Used to be a food truck.
Is it a different name?
Anyway, I think it's maybe some of the best wings in Lexington. Like they're fantastic.
have you had the wings there?
No.
The lemon pepper wings, fantastic. And I don't order lemon pepper wings.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
think anybody actually ate lemon
I didn't either, but I ordered them one time for some reason. They're fantastic.
Have you seriously never had the wings over at the Burl?
No.
I would recommend it.
Are you kidding? They're not. They're hands down the best in Lexington.
Yeah.
I
I don't think it's close.
I drink beer when I
I
live
think
in
I think when
Brewery.
you all had your food truck open at a chair,
Yeah.
I think those wings could have rivaled because they're smoked before they're deep fried. Steve does a good job with that.
What about
but
PKL?
I've never had PKLs.
I feel like the disparity though is like when you go into a place that is like, let's say there's like low end, like middle end,
Yeah.
like high end. You go into like low to a middle end place, and it's just like you just expect to kind of like maybe have like a pleasant evening.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they bring out, freaking,
Jim Bob,
yeah, or just like
Hardy?
like some
laid
like
back country
heavy
fare.
like cover band or something like that, and you're just
Oh,
like,
shit.
what the hell? It's like it defies expectation. Like it goes against
Yeah.
your expectation. So like there has to be a certain decorum.
It's also like
I
trivia. Like,
guess
we
that's
went to a restaurant a couple weeks back, me and Angie, on a
that
Friday.
is a separate point.
And all of a sudden they started doing trivia on a Friday night. I'm like, who the hell does trivia on a
Yeah,
Friday night?
yeah.
Then they're like yelling in your ears. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
It completely shatters the dynamic
done.
of what
You're-
you're there.
you don't wanna be there at all.
If I'm in the mood for that,
Yeah.
that's great. If I'm not, it's just like
But trivia to me is Sunday through Thursday. I don't want no Friday or Saturday trivia at all.
this is the point right here. I feel like there needs to be like an expectation of like what people
think-
want when they go out.
I think breweries really played to that card really well.
They do.
They do trivia, singo,
Yeah.
yoga, all.
I don't
In
do
the
much
middle of
yoga.
the week.
I mean, just I know
But-
it's hard to believe looking at
Are
me.
you serious?
I don't do much, I don't do much yoga.
I just
No,
assumed
I
you
know.
did.
You know,
I know.
This
for
is
me, we were talking
mind-boggling
about
to me.
live music. I want to hear some original music. I don't want to hear covers. I can hear that from any
I'm not
other.
gonna lie, I'm the exact opposite.
I kind of want to hear a good cover.
If I'm listening to a local band, I want to hear nothing but covers.
Yeah, well,
Because
So I'm in between. If it's
we have
like,
such good original artists here in Kentucky.
One of the ones I really enjoy, and he doesn't play too often anymore, is Ian No.
Yeah.
We're going to go see him at the Southgate House in the next month or two. I think September.
Yeah.
But anyway, his cover, Born in the USA, is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic cover. Also, some of his original songs, also fantastic.
Yeah.
So, but that's an exception. If you have some of the other local artists I've heard, I'm like, I kind of wish you'd play all covers.
Yeah, that's what
But,
I'm saying.
but what's
yeah.
the point of bringing a band that plays covers out when you can just play it on the speakers in your tap room?
Well, I think it's a lot different. I think it's a lot different.
So okay, so that's
You get interaction.
there's the draw.
It's like
to having
entertainment right there.
the band, the live band playing to where it's
Yeah.
just like there is a new
Well, I
dynamic
mean,
to that.
Yeah, I mean there is, I guess.
We should make a band, me and you,
Yeah.
and we'll just do rap, but we'll lip sync it all. So it's like we're singing, but we're not.
I'll rap. You can lip sync.
All right, that's
you
cool.
wanna do it.
Well,
I'll do it.
We're gonna
I'll
do
play
a
the
whole
drums
episode.
Yeah.
with no drumsticks.
We're gonna do a whole episode on just Jordan rapping, or what did you call yourself?
He's rapping.
Jordy P.
Jordy P.
MC Jowdy.
Yeah, yeah. No, the just like the dynamic of like having like an intimate setting and then just being offset by somebody that wants to put trivia on
Yeah.
on a Tuesday afternoon. I feel like there should be an expectation there, and it's like I'm not. This isn't one of those like it really grinds my gears kind of
See,
thing.
it sounds
but-
like we're getting old when we talk.
It
about
is
this
getting
shit.
old.
Fucking
I think
are
though
old.
when you go into a venue and you're expecting like, okay, so it's a brewery, whatever, it's a restaurant. They should probably tell you when you're getting seated, like, hey, tonight's trivia night, or tonight we have a live band starting at 8. They should probably tell you that just so it sets your expectations.
That's
'Cause
probably the problem.
If I went out to a nicer restaurant or even mediocre restaurant,
Yeah.
whatever, and they told me, hey, at 8 o'clock we're having a live band, and I don't want to hear a live band, I'm getting appetizers and a drink, and I'm leaving.
shit. No
Seriously,
shit.
like that's
That's actually one thing I didn't think about because it's like they will advertise that stuff on
Yeah.
their social media, which is the norm.
yeah, but you're
it's
not
like
always looking.
no. The thing is, probably
You expect me to
80%.
scan a QR code?
Oh, dude.
How do I do that?
That's, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a completely
That's what my
entirely
dad
different-
texts me like, I was scanning a QR.
QR codes. We'll do an episode on QR codes, but like 75% of the people walking into that venue weren't going there because you had a local cover band. You know what I
yeah.
mean? They're rolling by
You
and
must
everybody's
whip
just assuming. Yeah, they're just assuming that you're there for like, so they won't tell you, but like
Yeah.
there needs to be some transparent. I feel like there needs to be some added
Yeah.
responsibility, transparency. Again, we're like, this sounds a lot like get off my lawn, you fucking
Well, I
kids.
just think
but
though,
still.
what makes a great venue or what makes a great experience is knowing what you're getting into. It's not good to get surprised, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know if I go to Al's Bar, what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I know if I go
Yes,
Country Boy,
exactly.
I'm getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know what I'm getting when I go to
Along
those
those lines, it's not even about the music to me.
Yeah.
It's about the service, and shout out to all the servers and bartenders out
Hell yeah.
there.
If they do a good
that-
job,
that
man,
do
I'm on
a
it.
kick-ass job, and
When they're yelling at you over the monitor right
Yeah.
next to your ear. when
No.
you're
That you
like-
can't hear. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
can't hear anything.
You want to
yeah.
hear today's specials? I do, but I can't hear them.
Yeah, yeah. So we got no specials. Yeah, you're getting catfish fingers, and that's it.
You want
yeah.
some pizza? I don't know what you said, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you're getting catfish fingers pizza. So that's it. Yeah. Well, this is the
fingered pizza.
catfish finger pizzas. Yeah. Jesus.
Sorry.
This is
His
the last
mind's in the
episode
gutter.
you're ever on. Jordan. Yo, Jordy.
This is the last episode you'll ever be on today. Guaranteed.
This is the old man episode for everybody listening.
Get off my lawn.
Arsenic Culture, yeah. For more Arsenic Culture, you can check it out on all of these socials. We are at Arsenic Culture.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
We'll see you on the next one.